Good morning, everyone. Well, it's good because we're alive and we can still react to this thing. So, welcome to the future Tropical Cyclone Helene update. Probably going to be tropical storm later today. Definitely a threat, regardless of what we're going to call the storm. And as you can see, National Hurricane Center has us going up into the Big Bend area. There has been some wobble over this forecast track, so do not place too much focus on the exact center of the storm. This thing is projected to be a whopper, and we will be looking at the radar and the satellite imagery. And the truth is, this exact center that they are working from down here in the northwestern Caribbean, it has been struggling to get defined, which is throwing all the model guidance for a little bit of a loop up until the point where it really enters the Gulf, because the steering patterns are pretty much set. There is not going to be a whole lot of change in the steering pattern, so this general range is what we can expect for a potential landfall zone. Anywhere from just south of Tampa all the way to Apalachicola. Get ready. But regardless of where this hits for sure in landfall, there are going to be effects statewide. As you see, we have tropical storm warnings all the way from Key West to just about Mexico Beach. So that is almost the entire state. And then, on top of that, on the East Coast, there with all these feeder bands that are going to be pulling in or rain and all the winds from the Atlantic, we're going to have flood threats, we're going to have tornadoes, and a whole host of different things that could happen over the peninsula, not to mention widespread power outages, down trees, down limbs in your yard. A lot of things are going to happen here, so basically, if you watch nothing else in this video, if you are within the area of the hurricane warning, which is the pink line, or rather should I say where the hurricane watch is, which is a pink line, keep an eye on this. You do not have a lot of time to react to this because of how quickly this is going to develop. We are looking at Thursday night and Friday morning for a landfall for this thing, and it's not going to be a small one. So I'm already getting my evac plans together just in case I need to press go on them, because I'll probably know for sure tomorrow night. So we've seen the graphic from the National Hurricane Center. The current is northwest at 8 miles an hour. Has not fully developed yet as of 5 a.m. It still doesn't need a potential tropical cyclone, but let's call it what it is. It's going to take the name Helene. And current sustained winds, 35 miles an hour, so still considered a depression strength system, but it's not fully closed off. But don't play semantics here. Let's look at the facts. Okay, so as of the 58 or 060 UTC update, that's probably a little behind, but this is a nice little graphic from Mike's weather page. He runs an awesome YouTube channel. I suggest you check it out if you want more detailed information on what's going on here. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just showing you what's publicly available and giving you my assessment based on my experience with previous hurricanes that I've lived through. And even though this looks like a disorganized mess right now, don't hang your hat on that. These things, or when they're slow developing, have a habit of telegraphing their punches before they make them. But the main problem here, you can see it on even this satellite imagery, is the west side is having a little bit of trouble integrating. So that is what's kind of hindering it at the moment. It will not be long before that clears up, because even the National Hurricane Center has bumped up PTC9 to 100% chance of development in 48 hours. So this will be developing into Helene very soon. The exact low that they're projecting, or this has been wobbling a lot. So these exact model paths that are behind me here, like the hurricane models, GFS ensembles, don't place 100% stock in that being the exact path. Just know that general path, you will be feeling some effect, right? And most likely, a direct impact will occur somewhere in the Big Bend by the model projections, but anywhere from Tampa all the way to Mexico Beach might get hurricane force conditions at some point along the route. Let me refresh this, make sure it's still current. Yeah, so that's still the most current they have up here, but we're going to look at the intensity guidance here. And the intensity As you can see, at about 48 to 60 hours, some of them have it up to Cat 4, a lot of them have it up to strong Cat 2, some of them into Cat 3. Now, there was some internal chatter at the National Weather Service that I heard through official channels because of where I work that Cat 3 was considered a conservative guidance. I don't know how true that's going to end up being, but as they say, plan for the worst, hope for the best, which means we should probably be expecting a Cat 4. Get ready for a Cat 3, and make sure your supplies are also ready to go today, because tomorrow could be too late to get that sort of thing. Now, let's look at the radar, which is fairly current. As you can see, Hurricane John made landfall in Mexico last night. I really hope those guys are doing okay, because that was a bit of a whopper, and there was very little time to prepare on it, so we have a blessing having some time to look at this on our side. But as you can see, there is a lot of convection and a lot of activity on the right side, but the west side is struggling a little bit to consolidate for some reason. I don't know exactly why. Some people are talking about outflow. I'm not sure that's the case, because that is, it's close, or at least 800 miles between these two systems. So I doubt they're directly influencing each other. But there could be another upper level low pressure that's developed here that we're just not seeing, that could be pumping some air into it that is not favorable for development, because there is a lot of dry air over the Gulf of Mexico. But what we should really be taking away from this as the layman, the storm is looking to be strong. It is going to be going up this way. It will be making landfall somewhere in the Big Bend area, most likely. But depending on where this low consolidates, this forecast path could change, or anywhere from Tampa all the way back to Mexico Beach. So we need to keep an eye on this, and anywhere within the tropical storm warning or watch area, keep an eye on this. Hurricane watch area, definitely keep an eye on this. And if you're in a potential landfall area, which right now that looks to be between Jefferson, Taylor, Wakulla, and Dixie County, or in Franklin County, be boarded up and be ready to get out of there, because where we know coastal areas tend to flood a lot, and these are coastal areas. So I'm going to keep it to the long and skinny. If you get told to evacuate, we know this is not going to be a guppy of a storm. Get out and be sensible. Or take care of your pets, take care of your family, keep an eye on everything, and be ready to go at a moment's notice. As I know where I live, evacuation orders are forthcoming. Where I work at, we already went into monitor mode yesterday afternoon officially, though I was already monitoring this for more than a week out. And, well, I can't reiterate what the National Hurricane Center's been saying any better than that. We see it coming. We know it's going to be a whopper. Don't take unnecessary risks. So stay safe, keep an eye on things, and be ready to get out of there should you need to. So if you have any questions, put it in the comment below. I will try my best to get answers for you. But otherwise, stay safe, and let's get onto the other side of this.